are the Muses,
goddesses of the arts,
and proclaimers of heroes,
and pirates,
and villains,
and allies,
and eels,
and aliens,
and princesses,
and inventors.
Oh, man. And there's a lot of these glimmers out
honestly.
here. Hello, and welcome to the Lorcana Muses podcast. I'm Kimber.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we have a new set in our hands.
Yes, and we're also missing Brittany. So last week we missed Kimber. This week we're missing Brittany.
We're just passing
wash your
sickness
hands,
alone.
everybody.
That's the first message. Oh,
but
true.
yes, a new set that came out Friday, and it's been a busy weekend of limited format, which is my favorite format.
Oh my gosh, I got a picture of you when we were at Gamers Guild of you just chilling at table one, just all comfy, cozy,
just vibing out,
just vibing.
It really is my favorite. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. But first, before we talk and how we did this weekend, let's talk our pools.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Goodness. We got so many enchanteds between the two of us.
It's so true. So should we start with our shared friend that we both got?
Yes, our shared card, yes.
Yeah. So Stephanie and I were both lucky enough to pull the enchanted Aurora. And that Waking Beauty, like, let me tell you, beauty she is.
She's so beautiful. I can't even.
She is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. I can die happy, because my husband had literally for Valentine's Day just gotten me the set 1 Aurora Enchanted, because that's one of my favorite art cards that there is. And it's such a unique style. And then I'm just like, wait, I have both of them? And it was just so annoying the whole weekend. I kept on singing sisters, sisters, like it's freaking Christmas time. Like,
love it. No, I love to see it. So yeah, I pulled an Aurora out of our packs as well. I also pulled the Show Me More, which is also another beautiful card.
Like, I don't think there's a miss this set with the enchanteds.
There really isn't. There's a few that, like, personally are just not for me because they're not cards I played with.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I was talking to Alex and he's like, I think I would be happy to get any of the enchanteds this set.
It's true.
And then, do you want to talk about what Doug pulled at our Friday limited event?
Yeah, so we're at Draft and we're opening our pre-order stuff, living our best lives. And I was about to walk out of the door to go to the Chinese restaurant that's 2 doors down. And I hear him scream words that were not necessarily family friendly. So, but everyone kind of just knew what it was because it's opening weekend. We're like, what did he get? He got the man, the myth, the legend, the shiny crab enchanted himself.
I like still am reeling that you guys pulled the the card.
The card.
Of the set.
Honestly, I just was like, I'm sorry, we just got Miss Princess, ma'am. And then we get shiny tomato on the same day. Are you kidding me? And I was like, I've used all of my luck. Like, I get 0 complaints for the rest of the set, even if I play garbage. Like, I'm set.
You're
and
set. Between those two, I mean, is holding at what? He's holding at $315.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, Aurora's seen a lot of up and down.
She's
but
seen a lot, but considering just the base card to trade with is $75 right now.
Yeah.
It's maddening. I don't know.
It's insane.
It's funny that we always warn people not to buy pre-release prices because they're usually higher.
Yeah.
But honestly, we saw Daryl sell his extra Tamatoas for $40 on Friday. Or I'm sorry, he bought them for $40, and which was a steal at this point because now you can't even find them for less than $75 on the internet. Which is people are trading enchanteds for 1 Tamatoa crab,
which
and
is
I'm just
wild.
Bananas.
Yeah. Last night, we had the really cool 9-pack sealed event.
Yeah.
at Gamers Guild, and afterward, we were able to like do a partial trade, partial dollar bucks situation to get an enchanted bolt by using Scrooge McDuck, because Doug
That's
pulled a
awesome.
Scrooge, and that was like $40 part of a trade, and it was just like, what the heck is happening? And then we also got pulled Devil's Eye Diamond, which I was so, at first I was just like, I called that as like an enchanted. Did you not know about that?
I didn't know you pulled the Devil's Eye Diamond.
I thought I posted it. It's gorgeous. Like,
Did Brittany know? Because I know she's dying for that one too.
Yeah, she saw it on Friday because I had it. I was being annoying.
Maybe I
was
missed
like,
it.
look at my babies.
I know.
And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, I might have a problem this set. I'm already at 4 and it's one weekend.
Or a solution.
Or a solution. Maybe this is like, I don't know. This is not sustainable.
It's not, but I mean, I'm just happy to finally be opening. So that was
really,
in one case I opened 2 enchanted, which was amazing. That was,
I'm just like, the curse is
happened.
Broken.
But
like,
that's not happened in my run at all on opening days. Like usually opening weekends, I pull nothing. I pull legendaries. And unfortunately, I didn't pull as many legendaries as I needed this set. So, but no, I'm so excited. And then I traded / used some cash to buy the Return of Hercules, which is what Brittany pulled on Friday. And she pulled it in front of me, and I was like, that's the one card I wanted. You insert on family friendly. We're so nice to our friends.
We love each other. For real.
But no, so then Daryl and I wheeled and dealed, and I was able to get that. So I have everybody, and they're perfect and beautiful. I actually placed second in our pod on Friday, which was like wild to me.
It's because it's that limited format. It's like Stephanie is the queen. She comes out and she's just
my brain
it's my time.
My brain connects. My hands have got the packs, and I'm like, I know what the nuts are. I need them. Give me the nuts. The nuts are Pascal and Perla. Oh my gosh, they did work.
I would say what I thought they were, but obviously that wasn't working out super great for me. But like, I didn't do too poorly. I existed.
So what did your strategy going in on Friday was?
So going on Friday, my strategy was that I was excited to open packs, which is obviously really sustainable. But I was like, okay, things that are really annoying to get rid of in limited format is things with evasive. I need to find some way to hard draw if possible, and then keep it low to the ground. Don't be trying to get like 8-9 cost cards on the board. Like, nobody has time for that right now. So that was my thought. And I changed my strategy a lot going from Friday to the event last night on Monday, where on Friday I was like, oh, support's going to be great. No, it's not. No, it wasn't. She did me no favors. And then yesterday I was like, oh, Challenger's way better.
Yes.
Challenger. And then using a lot of those vanish cards because direct removal is so much less in limited formats. So
yeah,
I did better then. How about you? Tell us all the secrets of how to
Yeah, so I know last episode we kind of went through what my strategy was, and then I stuck to that. So my curve was lower. What's funny is I did put in I put in 1 7-drop on Friday as like a troll card because I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's inkable.
Was it the Mufasa?
It was the out of order banish a chosen character.
Yep.
I'm playing Daryl one of the rounds, and I get to 7 ink, and I had that in my hand, and I was like, goodbye, one of his, good characters, and he was so mad.
I love that. We both made Daryl mad on Friday. It's so funny.
Goals, no.
Yeah. I was able to pull off that stupid Sapphire Bell combo.
Oh, yeah.
And so, turn 1, I played an item, got rid of it. It was happily enough an inconvenient tool one. So I got that, played Bell, got rid of the tool, played a Sapphire coil for free, and then I had another Bell in my hand and got rid of that immediately. And I had 2 Bells on the board.
I think I was I heard him yelling, it's only turn 1.
And I was like, but I only have 2 cards in my hand now. Okay.
That's true. Yeah. And that's what's really important. So on Friday I pulled Pascal's and Coda Smallish Fair. I actually did go for this 4 on Friday, but I also went for the challengers too. So like I had Calhoun, who had the challenger, plus Perla, who's an evasive support character. So she's hard to get rid of. Yeah. So that really helped. And then a lot of the like Stabbington brother, who has Rush. So basically like my 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. A lot of them, not most of them, or not all of them, but most of them were like really high questers. And then 4 and 5 and some 6s, because I didn't usually get to 6, were like my challenging beefy boys to protect everybody. So that did me well. I got second. And then on Monday, I almost went undefeated. I was at table 1 the last round with Lucas, and I won the first game, and I was feeling myself. I was like, ooh, I'm confident. I got this. This is the day I finally beat Lucas. No.
Hey,
he got me the next 2 games.
You beat Lucas on that game, and I, in a very convoluted way, beat Daryl-ish. So what Daryl and I did is he got the bye first round, as he always does somehow. He's paying off the people at Melee. I don't know. And so he, after first round, he was like chomping at the bit. He was wanting to play. And I was like, my constructed deck is out in the car. Like, I can run and get it. He's like, no, we don't have time. He was like, what if I let you play what you just made against my constructed, and I'll give you a 13 lore lead? And I was like, deal. Let's go. And I won the first game. We didn't get through the second game. It wasn't looking super good for me because he had all of the good things that he wanted, but like, we never finished. So technically, in a really convoluted
way, you won.
If you look at it sideways and squint your eyes.
We love that.
It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend, which is like, I just love being able to play sealed and draft. And it makes me so pumped for our tournament on Saturday.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, we're getting lots of interest and questions about it. So I think after the tournament, we'll do a deeper dive on like how we ran it and some of the rule questions we came up with. But boy, I feel like I'm studying to be a judge, because I have read every card and tried to figure out rules for leading up to this tournament. So it's not just Brittany we're relying on as for judge calls.
Yeah. I've been on Reddit, I feel like so much, just looking at people who have thought through things in a different lens with like Queen of Hearts and King of Hearts and the Calhouns and like all the Tamatoa item stuff. And it's just like, there's so many pieces. Always so many pieces. It's insanity. And it just feels like the set is going to be a lot of fun. I think the Duel Links have brought in like a really cool dynamic. I know people were kind of hesitant on a lot of the Duel Links. Like, are they going to actually see play? And I think the answer is yes. I've seen a lot of great, even I asked the question in our Discord kind of before we joined, which was, what is like the GOAT limited card to have? And most of the answers were all Duel Link colors. So that was surprising to me. I mean, that Universal Shift Baymax in limited, like in a sealed event, is like, I can shift that onto literally anything. It's not Tipo in that suit. It's Raja. It's like, I liked too, going back to that Monday at Gamers Guild. I've never done this particular format with sealed where they allowed more time during deck building to trade. Yeah, I've never done that before. So you could trade and below, so uncommons, commons, and rares. And that was a really interesting dynamic. A little chaotic, so my head definitely was like dying at the end of the night. But watching everybody like
Wheel and deal.
And I think the card that was my downfall 2 games in a row was the uncommon Snow White.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't have the Medusas to move damage to her.
Oh, playing against her. I thought you meant like you playing her.
No,
Yeah, okay.
If I had had her, I would have done work. No, playing against her, I was like, I don't have answers for this. She's just going to keep questing for 2 indefinitely. And one of the games, someone had 3 out, and the next one he had 2. And I was just like, we're just going to go get some Panda Express. Bye, you guys. I'll be back.
Yeah,
but
no,
like, it was so fun to see it, but also I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, it was crazy. First game I played a brand new like player. It was his very first sealed event. So I did 2-0 him. But what I liked about this, and they do it at some other like draft and sealed events, is you can sideboard between rounds. So like trade cards out. And so he's like, do you mind looking at these? Like, can you help me? I don't really know what I'm doing. So it was really cool to collaborate and be like, so he like built a really decent deck. The thing that killed him the most is he kept trying to get Amber Coil and Sapphire Coil and Ruby Coil to go off. And I'm like, those are too many items. And I know my girly Kimber. I was like, I know my girly Kimber's over there. But for a limited format, it's a little rough.
No, I didn't. I ran, I think, 1 item. I ran training stuff. That was it.
I said, I think he had, the only item I told him to keep was Spaghetti Dinner, which is if you have 2 or more, you gain 1 lore. And I said that on Friday, I saw people winning games with that card. So keep that. But he had like Canine Crunchies, but no puppies in his deck. So I was like, get rid of Canine Crunchies.
I mean, what are we doing? For the bit, but
and he's like, yeah, I thought I was going to get more puppies and then I didn't. And I was like, yeah, so what I do is I always, lay them out as I'm pulling them or even opening packs if it's not draft. Build, make sure I have 40 cards and build from there. Or I'm sorry, I put everything that I definitely don't want to the side and then like take the deck, count it. If I have 50, then we go through again and we get down to 40. If we have like 35 and we need to get to 40, then I'll go to my other board, which is like my maybe piles, and then pull things in from there. But I said, especially with the trading aspect of it, it kind of was like a flurry of, oh, I have this card, but now I don't. Oh, I have this card, but now I don't. At the very end, before I sleeved, I like separated everything out again to look at my curve and make sure, do I have all the 1 drops I need? Do I have all the 2 drops that I want? And then go from there. So he's like, oh, yeah, I probably should have done that. Because he's like, I was trying to, I think, trade for puppies at first, and then that wasn't working. So I switched to this, like strategy basically. And I was like, yeah, it's good if you got it. Like eventually I had to just stay to 1.
Yeah. So there were some people who were trying to make puppies work, but I did not go the way that they hoped, I think, for a lot of them.
For a lot of them. I think our boy Chris did puppies on Friday and he did pretty good with them.
I think that all of us, I don't know why we kept on letting the puppies go around. I think it's because we knew Chris would be getting them and so they wouldn't make it to us. But then in not taking them, of course he got all of them.
Of course he got them all. Yeah, no.
So
we kind of are bad.
What do you do? Speaking of
just
puppies.
Let them run around with puppies.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. I love it.
Have you built out a puppy deck yet?
I have a list that I have created. I have not physically built it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited.
No, that's what I have. I have a list built out, but I haven't physically. I just made 2 decks. I upgraded my Princess Steel song, and then I made Ruby Steel. So.
Oh, I just was concocting a Ruby Steel because that Mushu.
Oh, he's broken.
He's so good.
I won't be surprised if they errata him eventually because he's broken.
I think that of the set cards this set, though, he's not as high on the errata list as some of the others.
No, yeah, Tamatoa needs to come first.
6-drop Tamatoa, also known as Tomato, like he, and I'm an items girly.
Oh,
he
yeah.
does nothing but favors for me. He is so broken. He is inkable. So already, he is only 6. I can play him on turn 3 or 4.
Mhm.
Like, crazy. He gets you the items back, and then you can play dime for free off of him. Like, are you kidding me?
Or
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It's insane.
Like, if they
I'm
had
like so
changed the
frustrated
language,
by it.
yeah, like change the language so you can play an item cost 3 or less for free. That would have been,
Yeah.
I think, something to limit his power. But going and like what Belle does with, like, she's broken too. And so when I'm able
Sapphire
to
coil.
unconventional tool, banish, play her, play a coil, or I wait till the next turn to play her after I've done some Azurite Sea stuff, and I can play his fish foam quill for 1, or a
Yeah.
Maurice's workshop for 1, and that's just, and the like loss of banishing the item to play her is no longer impacted by Tamatoa. There are just so many pieces to it that it's kind of insane.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy pants out
Yeah.
here. Sapphire coil is hurting my feelings. Ink geyser, which is what I was originally worried about.
Yeah.
First, I'm not seeing a lot of people putting that into their decks. The people who are putting them into their decks, it's not hurting me very much.
Yeah.
So I'm not that mad about it.
I was afraid.
But I think I like saw Alex physically get ill when he realized, and because I was playing against him, that because Mushu is whenever another character of yours attacks or challenges, you get +2 lore. I have Calhoun and Robin Hood, who when they banish and challenge, they get +2 lore. So I was getting 4 lore.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Shere Khan, who gets you 1 lore. So I was getting 5 lore and just challenging, not even questing, just challenging.
And like if you throw them onto thieves, like, what is the world?
Alex is like, what? And then I have both the Mulan shifts in there, but this set Mulan shift, the Ruby Steel Duel Link, where now you can challenge other characters, and then Amari that does that too. I'm like, let's go. We're ready.
And the Li Shang.
And Li Shang, yeah.
Like, challenging ready characters on turn 4.
put
Are you kidding me?
Put that with Lumiere and beef everybody up too.
Oh, or Ruby Coil, because you're just inking.
Yeah, you could do that. I have Super Goof in there as well, and Maui.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, watch me. I also actually, speaking of the Devil's Eye Diamond, put that in there because every time I'm getting challenged, of course, I'm taking some sort of damage usually. So I get lore off that.
Card Soldier Spear also from last set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, I got a little bit hurt. Now I'm stronger. Like, it's giving Kelly Clarkson. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I want to build it out physically. Because I'm just like staring at it and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And so.
Did you play Constructed on Saturday?
I did not play Constructed on Saturday, but I did get to play Constructed on Monday. And I was so lucky. Before I like preface, I know that I hate myself before y'all hate me. I was lucky enough to pull 3 regular tomatoes, 6-drop Tamatoas, and the enchanted one. And then
bank, you're just basically paying for all those boxes.
Honestly. And so I was able to just build what I wanted, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I got enchanteds and Tamatoas, like, and an enchanted Tamatoa. Like, what? I can never buy anything ever again. I'm done. Used all the good luck.
Thankfully, we got 4 of the Tamatoas. Not that I think I see myself or Alex ever playing that card, but just to have 4, just in case. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
For sure. But I was able to play my new Ruby Sapphire build, and it is so much faster. Which is what I kept on complaining about. But like, not only do you have that, but with the 6-drop Tamatoa, I was like, I'm just going to start playing more items. So I took out like my Maui and put in 3 ruby coils to give strength when I ink, which I'm doing a ton of. And I put in Oswald because I was like at 20 something items. I'm like, I might as well have my friend. And then a lot of people are running the Scrooge McDuck. I personally am not loving that for myself. And so instead of him as a 4-drop, I put Kita as a 4-drop because her ability, she's a rare from this set. You can exert her and you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your inkwell exerted and the other on the top. And so it activates Oswald while filtering for Oswald.
Oh, that's some spice. I like that.
Yeah. And so when that starts going, it's just, it feels even meaner. And that's not what that deck needed. It did not need to be more mean. The things my 6-year-old said to me this weekend after I built her the aggro deck that she requested, she kept on being like, that's a mean card. That's a bad one. I'm like, this isn't a bad card. She's like, no, I mean, like, it's evil. Her villain era has begun.
Yes, her villain era has begun. My goodness.
This is her origin story.
Oh, I love that for her. It's gonna be those like trends on TikTok that's like, oh, why are you so funny? And then it's some trauma. It's gonna be like my mom played trauma on me.
My mom kept CCing my aggro board. Poor kid.
Poor kid. Oh, I love that for you, though. I don't know what the heck I'm doing other than building a Ruby Steel deck, which is fun. I mean, I really like playing it. I just don't know how viable it'll be into some. So far, I'm pretty good with every matchup except for Ruby Sapphire. I cannot crack. I can do the Oswald variants where they don't really play on Tamatoa, but I can't crack the double Tamatoa decks because those are mean.
I'm over here like, I got Oswald and both Tamatoas, and we're just rolling in items.
Let's go.
Like, is
how
my
many
deck...
items?
Let me pull it up really quick. I think... Oh my goodness. Because I called it Oops All Items.
Yes.
For a very definite reason.
Absolutely.
And sorry, Dreamborn's trying to make sure I'm human. Which, like, same. Yeah, I'm running 23 items right now.
Oh my.
23.
I love that for you.
And it's a 65 card deck, but like I go through half of it at least every time I play. And so I'm just like, I needed to be 65 so that I don't deck myself. Like a couple whole new worlds and I'm gonna be cooked.
Yeah, that is like my only thought is, oh, maybe I could put a whole new worlds in there.
I know.
I was watching, I think it was Daryl and Robert play, who plays Ruby, Sapphire, and Sapphire Steel. And both of them were getting to like 14 cards left in their deck.
So stressful.
Like, dang.
That's so stressful.
And then those board states like are messy because you have all those items out and all those characters. I'm like, how? And all the ink.
It makes me remember back 2 sets ago when someone was like, can I take a picture of your board state at set chance? Because I had like 10 items out. I was like, yeah,
go for it.
Because moment of appreciation for Marissa's workshop. Like she's finally here. She's like in the meta now. And I'm like, of course you are, beautiful girl. You deserve every bit of praise that you have. Like
every time I see that card in the meta decks, I'm like, oh, I know somebody who's been playing her for 2 sets.
I'm just like, I'll get my hipster glasses on. I'm a basic white girl. I'm ready. Like, I've been playing that card since before it was cool. Like,
heck yes. Oh my goodness.
That's been funny. And I've been seeing Raya pop in to some of those more meta decks a lot more. Mm-hmm. Which makes me think of Brittany. I'm just like, Brittany was over here preaching about how good Raya is.
Oh like, yeah, don't get me started.
Raya is so annoying.
I saw early talks with Steel Song about that Mulan set 1 that I've been playing in my princess one.
Yup.
And I'm like, you cowards, get her name out of your mouth. I've been making her work.
No. I was thinking, it's just like all these cards that we've just been standing.
Because I think a healthy number of us at our league night try very hard to make maybe they're meta decks. Like I know you're a Ruby Sapphire typical meta, but you have good tech variants that aren't seen very often. Same with me. I'm a Steel Song, and that's very much a meta deck, but I make variants. Brittany is completely off meta. But I like watching all of us kind of put these decks together and use these tech cards, and then the next set or 2 sets later, I'm like, oh, other people are getting in on that, and then it's so cool. Like, it's like I feel so special.
There's this really big part of me that's like, I shouldn't talk about Keita Oswald because that's so overpowered. But I'm like, someone will, so I might as well have my name on it. Like,
it's fine. I'll be known. Like, let's go.
Just like, I'm going to walk into League, and there's going to be a couple of our friends that listen to the podcast. They're going to make eyes, and they're like, I see you. I know what you're doing. It's on site.
You know,
with Keita.
What is Doug brewing for this new set?
Oh my gosh. So he obviously has his aggro nonsense, which he beat me 2 games last night, 2-1. Like, the games he got to go first, he ran me into the ground because of good job, you came back, dodge, which is like throwback old card, but I'm like, oh, I can't see Suyu right now. Like little see Suyu.
Yeah.
And with aggro, like, even though this deck is so much faster, if I don't get the right cards, like, I'm out of luck. And one of the cards I was not ramping at all, and I was like, you have more ink than I do.
You're like, this something's
like,
not right here.
Yeah.
No. Yikes. Yikes. I know Alex has gone back to Sapphire Amethyst, and he's doing the Merlin's Cottage with the Sorcerer's Hat and Bruno Madrigal.
Oh.
He's doing that variant with the new Merlins and then a bunch of other Merlins. So basically, anytime he's guessing a card, it's Merlin, and then you know,
he's
7 times out of he's not wrong. So it's I think he finally got some cards this set with that 1-drop Merlin that really help him. So I'm excited for him. I hope he makes it work, because he's been trying to make that work for 2 sets now. And again, I just love seeing like random stuff work.
Yeah, me too.
Love. Also, I've been trying to like play with a Madrigal family deck, Amber Amethyst.
Yes.
Because one of the cards that did work for me during Limited was that Look at This Family. I think it's what it's called, the 2-drop uninkable.
Yeah, and it's the song where you draw a card and gain a lore.
I think just gain a lore, so I'm like, here you go, drop.
Honestly, I was like, I need 4 of these, but everyone was like,
and
I have that card. It's not going to be available to you, though.
And that is how Lucas won that last game, is with Isabella, because she quests for 4. She's a menace. Like, and he's like, I don't even really care what her secondary ability does, because it's something about songs. He's like, it's kind of cool if that goes off, but just the fact that I can quest for 4 is kind of silly.
Really?
I was like, yeah, that it hurts my feelings.
Hurts everybody's feelings.
Yeah.
So something else big that happened this weekend was that I think already has just made the pre-release card prices for certain things just skyrocket even more, was that Southside's Gaming 10K tournament that happened.
Oh, yep.
And you had big people at that, like Zan, who has been like top at so many different DLC events. And the deck that he made, that was like, I think it was slightly teched, or it was exactly the same, was first place. And he was third place. And variations of that deck were just like all the way down the list of the decks that were played. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. What deck was it?
So he was Sapphire Steel.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And it was that Sapphire Steel kind of song almost, where you have the Diggy Hole songs with lots of Stormer John and Raging Fires, and then Zeus, and then just Tamatoa, Scrooge, Oswald items like crazy. And it actually isn't running Sail the Azurite Sea, which I kind of was shocked with, because they have Tipo instead. but they bought Pete and all of that, and it's just, and you can see it in the card prices right now. Like Oswald is back
absolutely.
up to like 20 something bucks after being at like $6 for a real long time. And Strength of Raging Fire's like, I think like $15 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's crazy. And
it is. I know. I think we're gonna see lots of Sapphire Steel at set championships.
Yeah,
which I know Daryl is like so excited. Though I hope it doesn't drown out all the noise, because I know that mirror match can be somewhat of a grind.
Oh yeah,
a little tough to navigate. So, oh goodness, I love Steel. I just wish it wasn't paired with Sapphire.
that's so real. Like
selfishly, I was like, oh come on, all right. But no, Sapphire Steel song is like, I've been playing with something like that, and I know Daryl has too. And who knows? I'm like not set on anything right now. So
if you can get that bell out turn 1 by getting rid of an item,
she's a better Cinderella for sure.
It's just like, what the heck?
She rubs Cinderella's face in the dirt, basically.
Yeah,
she's like,
with her 3 strength and 3 willpower. Like,
yeah,
what do you do?
Yeah, no, it's annoying, but
like, I'm playing her and she confounds me.
Lots of insanity. Oh goodness.
So there were questions.
Yes, we always ask our listeners for questions on recording day. This week we got quite a few. A lot of them were about Sapphire Steel meta, so we'll talk a little bit more deeper into it ad nauseum. But first, from our friend Caitlin, why did people start playing Lorcana? Is it because they just love Disney, or because they are diehard TCG players and like the new game? What are your thoughts? I think this is definitely a question for each individual person. I've heard answers from. I've heard that we have a lot of newer people from never playing TCGs because they're diehard Disney adults and they decided to try it out. And then we have a lot of players that are burnt out of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece and all of those, and just wanted a good competitive game, but with a good community to back it up. And that's what Lorcana is.
And I think there's also, it feels more approachable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a big piece, and one of the reasons why I felt like I could go and try it.
Yeah, I mean, it's that thing, like I always tell new players, is it's easy to learn. It's hard to master, but it's very easy to learn.
Yeah.
Like if our 6-year-olds can pick it up and learn it, you can.
Right.
So Doug actually asked us a question. He wants a lore drop from the Muses. What is your favorite Disney parks attraction, and what kind of Lorcana card would it be?
I had a couple of thoughts about this one.
Okay, share. Okay,
so the first one I thought of, and admittedly I took it from because my favorite attraction is Soaring Over California, and I'm not going to have the hang glider seat or guy wearing Mickey ears in the safety video. That's no, that doesn't lend itself. But I also love Haunted Mansion. I was like, if Leota is not a Sapphire items girly.
Oh, absolutely.
She's witchy, which gives amethyst, but items, I'm like, no. Look at that room and tell me it's not items.
She could be a dual link, amethyst, sapphire.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because then she could search your deck. You draw a card. I don't know, something like that. That'd be fun.
I think that would be really fun. And then the second one I thought of was, I think it would be a ruby card from Pirates of the Caribbean. And it would be the chick. Oh my gosh. It's Carlos's wife, or he's getting dunked into the well.
Oh yeah.
And I would want the card to be called Don't Be Chicken, except it would have to be spelled out CHEEKEN. Don't be chicken, because that's how I say it on the ride. And it would give Rush or something silly goofy.
I love that. You put a lot of thought. I could not come up with an answer. My favorite Disney ride is 100% the Indiana Jones ride.
Ooh.
It's just so nostalgic and one of my favorites. I think I would love the boulder that chases you at the end to be an item, or even just an action, but like deal kind of like a grab your swords that deals some amount of damage to all the opposing characters.
Yeah, I like that. What if it was like a reverse Sisu where it was like flattens characters with 2 strength or less?
Ooh, I like that.
Like 2 defense or less.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't know.
We're cooking.
I like it.
Maybe Ravensburger can hire us.
Right?
So that's our little lore drop. Thanks, Doug. He's so sweet. What is from the Ink Hearted on Instagram? What is our plan of attack against Sapphire decks? I don't have a plan. Hopefully Ruby can just.
I'm just like, if you can't beat him, join him. But I already did that like 4 sets ago, so like here we are.
I'm really hoping that I can figure out Ruby's Steel enough that I can just challenge their ready Tamatoas, and get them off the board before they're able to kind of go off. So
before they can quest and play those times, or Sapphire Chromicons or whatever nonsense.
I think between that and then playing some item removal, which I know that those Tamatoas can get items from the discard, but they still have to go do that, and that kind of stalls them a little bit. So that's what I'm hoping. We'll see. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Stay tuned on this journey.
The answer is be prepared.
Speaking of Brittany experience a little bit, because I know she's not here, but I'd be interested to know what her plan of attack is. I know she's doing a little bit with a Christmas deck, so I hope that works out for her. She also tweaked her Amber Ruby deck, the one that she took to Nationals, so I hope one of those things work, and if not, she figures it out. She always does.
As much as like as a Sapphire player, I do appreciate all of the love that we got this last set. I don't want it to be Sapphire supremacy, because that just is not healthy for the game.
I really do think next set they're going to need to like pump the brakes and just give them vanilla cards, hopefully.
I mean, seeing it play out, I really think that items are going to get so nerfed. Which I know I was like playing with the vanilla text that I'm like in the flavor text of some of the Jafar cards and Aladdin franchise cards, but they've got to do something.
I think they need to do something to keep it healthy, because I like, don't get me wrong, I love playing against those Sapphire players because I think what they're doing is really intricate and neat, and it's almost like a work of art. I just don't want to see the game be so dominated by Sapphire. That's all we see, and that's frustrating to people. So and I do love that like idea that Jafar is going to have something to do with item removal. I think that'll be interesting. I'd like to see some of those other mechanics kind of I would love support to be built out, or ward to be built out more. Like, we really still haven't touched them very much. There was a question on X today that somebody posted a video talking about, like, is support kind of a dead mechanic? And it almost feels like that. There's not very many cards that people are putting in that give support. I can think of like 3 at the top of my head that are staples. So I'm hoping something happens where we can do more with support and more with ward. I think resist is good. Don't play with resist. You're giving enough people resist.
Yes. Like, you're making the mathier.
Resistant items are pretty decent. But yeah, support and ward would be fun to have.
The crazy thing is, you're saying, and I'm like, I agree, but both of those are also mechanics in Sapphire. And I'm just like,
yeah, but it's like they tried to do a couple of different things.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, inkwell and items, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's leave the rest in the dust.
That's so true. When was the last time you saw, like you think about the characters that give ward?
Yeah, so
there's been a while. Alice Grown Girl, it's been a while.
They did have Mateus this set, which is the general from Frozen 2, but he only gives queen characters ward.
Yeah.
So he's great for like, I built a queen deck. Great in that deck.
But also,
But they already
like,
have ward too. A lot of those queens already have ward.
and let's be honest, the queens that he would be giving ward to are not the kinds of queens that he would want to defend. Like, that would 100% be the queen deck.
So yeah, no, I think those are our thoughts. Hopefully we continue to figure it out as we play in leagues and go to some tournaments, and then we can report back with some more thinkings. But right now, I got nothing.
I don't think it's doom and gloom though, because people are so creative and so smart and so like clever at figuring out things.
The code, yeah,
exactly. Like, I just hope it doesn't get to an unhealthy place. That's just my hope.
Yes, I do.
Like, I've already heard people say, I'm not going to play this set if I can't get 4 Tomatoas. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's already been people like bowing out for set champs and just waiting for Reign of Jafar, which is sad. I hope it's feedback though. Like, I am happy that people are stating their
frustration.
Yes, because then I know Ravensburger listens, so I hope they'll see that and know, oh, okay, we need to pump the brakes and figure out some other mechanics a little bit better. Yeah. If we get a third crab in Reign of Jafar, I'm gonna jump off. No, just kidding.
Jump off a pier into the sea and go beat that crab up myself.
If I see another, no, I'm just kidding.
More crustacean.
Ugh. Unless it's Sebastian, because then he's probably giving Singer to somebody. That crowd can stay around.
I want a good Sebastian card. That would make me so happy.
Oh, me too. I would love a great Sebastian card.
Like, I want him to be like a super rare or legendary. I want like beautiful art, over the top, like it could be Sebastian Narc. Like, if you do this and this and this, like, he tells on you and you lose everything. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We already have had, I think there's so much creativity to this game now that they've dumped that Donald Duck on us, because now they're like, oh, here's something that completely changes your win condition. So they could like bring in more cards that are like, well, if you do this, then you just lose the game. If you do this, then you have to go back to 0 lore. So cool. So many possibilities.
You play an item and you lose 2 lore.
Yes. Oh, that would... Interesting.
That would be a lot.
From N. Kurtzweg, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a username. From Instagram, want to hear about Sealed Experience. What new cards surprised you?
Denahi was my king in over the weekend.
Me too. I was gonna say Denahi. Stabbington Brothers too. I wrote them off, and they both did work.
Who was your favorite, with or without a patch?
Oh, I have to look up which one was which.
It was
without
so funny.
A patch.
Without a patch. As we were opening cards, you kind of get into like that rhythm when you're opening a bunch.
Yeah.
And we were opening with our daughter, and she picked up, without us even saying anything, that when you get to a Stabbington brother, you have to specify which one. Like, everyone else is fine, but Stabbington brothers, and you pause.
I was
with a patch.
No, I was doing that in Sealed yesterday. I was playing against Emily, and I was like, Stabbington brothers without a patch. And then she kind of looked at me like, what? And then I played the other one, and she's like, oh, I didn't know that they were with a patch and without a patch. Like, she didn't even know. And I was like, oh, yeah, no. And then, like, I know you and I, when we were opening packs across from each other on Friday, kept saying, without a patch, with a patch.
It's so funny. I love those silly goofy things.
No, so I really thought only the rush one, the without a patch one, would work. But Monday I had both, and they were just like bouncing off each other. So
I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then that Snow White Unlimited is rough.
Oh yes, there's not a lot of removal, and you can't challenge her. There's nothing to do.
Yep, you're out of luck.
From Lorcana Thanos, what are your thoughts on the current state of the game being so Sapphire heavy? So we kind of already answered this one.
Broadly towards 5 minutes ago.
I
But
think
that is on
everybody's so
everyone's mind.
frustrated. Yes. Everybody is so frustrated. They're just like, what do we do?
I'm just like, don't hate me. I was already here.
Be nice to your Sapphire players, guys. That's all I'm saying. It's not their fault.
But
They're
also,
just enjoying
they're
the
not going to be
cards.
nice to you when you're playing. So
Yeah, but like that goes back into my we always talk about being a good sport. Like
No,
there's no
for
reason
sure.
to get upset at these Sapphire players. They are literally just doing what you would do if they made those cards in your colors.
exactly.
So-
It's kind of like how we saw people a few sets ago just walking out of any Ruby Amethyst match.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that this isn't going to be like they see blue and they're out.
We've already had some of that happen in our little circle, and it was shut down immediately. Like, that's not what you do. You need to like realize that this is a game and you're gonna see it and you need to learn how to deal with it. You can't just walk out and be a big baby about it.
And like that's a big part of keeping a healthy community. And I was talking with Lady Laura about that last week. And it's just like knowing the times when you do need to say something. Like knowing what to let roll off your back and knowing like what, if allowed to grow, will mess up your community.
For sure. Lorcana Fran asks, Red Steel with or without Maui Shark? What decks you're playing the start of the set? So when I first read this question, I didn't see Shark. I just saw Maui. And I was like, yes, of course you have Maui, the one drop. I'm sorry, set 1 drop.
Hero to all.
I don't know if I would put Maui Shark because my deck doesn't have a lot of actions. I think there's 6 actions in it.
I think there's 2 big variants right now of a Ruby Steel. One is more Ruby Song.
Yes.
With all of it. And I think for that, absolutely run Half Shark because then you get all those songs back. It's like, oh, you thought I Zeused you enough? No. There's more where that came from.
Think about that new Radigan legendary too. Because he'll play nicely with the Maui Shark because he gains you lore for every action as well. But yeah, and then you have mine who's more of the like, I'll just challenge you to gain lore.
Yeah.
And that I only have 2 songs. I have Pirate's Life, which I'm actually debating taking out. And then One Last Hope. And One Last Hope gives me +2 resist on a hero.
Which is so good.
And the ability to attack ready characters. Yep.
And that is one thing, like, sorry, popping back to Sapphire a little bit, because that's just...
It's fine, it's here, that's where we are. Just call it the Sapphire Muses.
Really? Episode title. I've noticed that, like, my deck is so much more character heavy. Because even though I do have my 23 items, I also am running more characters than I've ever run before, and I actually took out Be Prepared. Like, might put it back in, but I'm like, no, I don't want to wipe my board. I have more characters, and I want them. I don't want them to die.
Yeah, I think with so many cards now that you're the space, or I'm finding the space of just 60 cards is very limiting. But you have to make it work, and it has to be tight. So, yeah, I think you need to decide which variants you're going on. You can't do both, and then you can either put Maui Shark in or not. Yep, I do like Ruby Song, and if you make it work, I want to see those decks because that's beautiful. From our friend Brian, who came out all the way, shout out to Brian, to Friday to play with us. He's in North Arizona, so it was a little bit of a trek for him.
Like a 3-hour drive. It was so good to see him, though. It was fun.
So good and so nice, and I love that he wanted to do that and come meet us and play at his first sealed event. So that was a lot of fun. But he asks, what song and its effects would you like to see incorporated in the game? He personally would like Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie, and we stand that. And he thinks its effect would be when played, bring all players down to the lowest lore count shown.
Ooh. That would be crazy for multiplayer.
Wouldn't it? I was like, oh, that's a good multiplayer card.
Ooh,
I would also like Eye to Eye in the Goofy movie, but I'll go probably a little bit different and do still a Goofy movie because shocker. But on the open road and just like move your characters for free to locations. That's easy.
I like that. I like that. I think that I would go, and this is a different, like, whole different IP that we haven't gone to. Tarzan.
Yes.
The song that they play at the campground.
Oh, Trash.
I should have figured that out. So, like, I'm just like, what are the words to that? Like, shoo bop she do? Like, that's not the name of the song.
Trash in the camp.
Trash at the camp. Yeah, there we go.
Trash in the camp.
I would love for that to be a song. And like, gosh, I feel like I'm writing my own like death certificate. I'm like, I wanted to do something with items. I'm sorry. I was always this way, but now it's like a criminal offense. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. We still love you.
I appreciate that.
We'll love you forever, even if you hurt our feelings.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I need to make an alternative deck so that people don't hate me.
No. What you need to do is then go for a run and like a set champ run and just collect all the cards the set.
All of them. Like, welcome to my home.
You gotta do it.
Either way.
You thought it was a win to get the Scar card last set, but nope, now you have to go up. You can't go back down.
I cannot. I'm just like, I was given these cards. I have to use them. For all the casual girlies out there.
We love it. I know. I'm like, my heart still belongs to casual, and I'm trying to make other theme decks work that we're planning because we have a lot planned out, and I'm very excited. And when I'm able to share more information about what's planned out, I will. But speaking of events, this Saturday is our Enchanted 2v2 sealed event, Arcasia's Island only. You and your partner will build both 40 card decks and battle to the top. The top 4 teams will play to figure out who's team 1, team 2. Then they will turn on their partners. The Eyes of March comes in and then battle it out to figure out who's first, second, third, and fourth for those enchanted.
Yep.
So
and
we're very excited.
Really fun. And I'm glad that we're kind of making sure that there's sealed events past opening weekend because
yes,
it's so much fun. But I'm not ready to jump into like constructed, grind it out. Like, oh no. I want to keep having
April
sealed
is for. Yeah, no, that's
exactly.
what April's for. But that's hosted at North Valley Games Mesa. We still have plenty of spots open. You can even show up and register day of. So that's at 2:30 registration, 3 o'clock start time, and we hope to see you there. Yeah. Additionally, we are casting a few rounds in an upcoming State 48 Lorcana Cup,
and that's going to be on Saturday
So State 48 Lorcana Cup on Saturday the 29th of March, as well as possibly Sunday the 30th. That's at 9 a.m. They have childcare available by a certified teacher, which is terrific.
Amazing.
Definitely take advantage of that. We love to see it. But yeah, we'll be casting a few of those rounds. The payout is at least $1,000. It can only scale up. So please sign up, all of our out-of-towners. We'd love to see you. And yeah, after that, we just start grinding it out all of April. Yeah. So we got set champs dates, and those are going to be May 3rd through the 25th. And that'll be a lot of fun. I hope I don't get my feelings hurt again, but it's fine. I'll vibe. I'll bring my tiny hands and we'll vibe out.
Honestly, I was like, we'll buy more. Well,
but yeah, so that is everything. We are like so excited to like have you guys continue to listen to us. We're only growing. So check out all of our social medias as we continue to get more giveaways going here. Merch, if you want to buy that, we'll probably do another round of that here soon. But you can follow us
TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky at the Lorcana Muses, on X at the Lorcana Muses Pod, or email us at thelorcanamuses@gmail.com.
Happy questing!
Happy questing!